Marie Curie, the woman the world now remembers as one of the greatest scientists of all time, did not begin her life with privilege, power, or comfort. She was born Maria Skłodowska in Warsaw, Poland, during a time when her country was under Russian oppression, when girls were not encouraged to study, when science seemed like a distant dream for women. But Marie carried something far more powerful than opportunity. She carried an unstoppable drive, a burning inner fire to learn, to explore, to discover truths no one had ever imagined. From childhood, she was drawn to books, to mathematics, to the mysteries of the natural world. While other children played, she solved complex problems in her head. When others slept, she studied secretly late into the night because education for Polish girls was restricted. She struggled through poverty, heartbreak, and discrimination, but her mind refused to surrender. Marie learned early that life would not hand her success, and so she decided to build it with her own hands. She worked as a governess for years to earn enough money to send her sister to Paris, and later her sister helped her reach her own dream, studying at the University of Paris, the legendary Sorbonne. When Marie arrived in Paris, she had almost nothing. No money for heating, no proper meals, no comfort, only raw determination. She lived in a freezing attic room, studying under blankets, fainting from hunger sometimes, but staying strong because she believed one thing deeply: knowledge was worth any sacrifice. She studied physics and mathematics, two fields heavily dominated by men, yet she consistently topped her classes. She had no time for distractions, no desire for glamour. She simply wanted to understand the secrets of the universe. Soon she met Marie Curie, a brilliant but humble scientist whose mind matched her own curiosity. Their connection was not based on romance first. It was based on shared passion for research, discovery, and the pursuit of truth. Together they created a partnership that would change the history of science. Marie chose a topic for her research, one that would shift the foundation of physics forever. She began studying mysterious rays emitted by uranium, a phenomenon discovered by Henri Becquerel, but not yet understood. With almost no resources, she invented her own equipment, using old pieces of metal, broken instruments, and makeshift tools. Working in a dusty, poorly ventilated shed, barely better than a barn, Marie conducted experiments that required unimaginable patience and precision. Day after day, she measured samples, recorded results, and repeated processes until patterns emerged. Slowly, she uncovered something extraordinary. The radiation was not coming from the way atoms interacted, it was coming from the atoms themselves. This idea was revolutionary. The world believed atoms were indivisible, unchangeable building blocks. But Marie discovered that when atoms break down, they release energy, powerful, invisible, transformative energy. She called this phenomenon radioactivity, a word she herself coined. Her research was so groundbreaking that she went further, isolating two new elements from mineral ore: polonium, which she named after her beloved Poland, and radium, which emitted an eerie blue glow and had incredible energy. The process was brutally difficult. She shoveled tons of pitchblende by hand, stirred boiling vats with iron rods as sweat burned her eyes, and inhaled toxic fumes without any protective gear because no one understood the dangers yet. She ruined her clothes, damaged her health, and exhausted her body, but she refused to stop. She once said, "I was taught that the road to progress was neither swift nor easy," and she lived that truth with her entire soul. When she and Pierre published their findings, the scientific world was shocked. They had opened the door to a new era: atomic science, nuclear physics, modern medicine, and countless future discoveries. For her work, Marie Curie became the first woman in history to win a Nobel Prize. Not only that, she later became the first person ever to win 2 Nobel Prizes, one in physics and one in chemistry. No man, no woman, No scientist has ever matched that achievement in two separate scientific fields. But even with global fame, Marie remained grounded, humble, and fiercely dedicated to science. She refused to patent radium, even though she could have become one of the richest people in Europe. She believed knowledge belonged to humanity, not to individuals. Her labs were crowded with students, young researchers, and dreamers, and she guided them not just with intelligence, but with kindness. She worked tirelessly to expand the use of X-rays, and during World War I, she personally drove mobile radiology units, called Little Curies, to the battlefield, helping doctors locate bullets and save thousands of soldiers. She trained her teenage daughter, Irene, to operate them, proving once again that courage is not inherited, it is taught through example. But Marie paid a price. Years of exposure to radiation took a toll on her body. She developed aplastic anemia, a condition silently destroying her blood and bones. She never complained, never slowed down. Even as her health declined, she worked with the same determination she had as a young girl hiding books under her pillow. In 1934, Marie Curie took her final breath, leaving behind a legacy so powerful that it still shapes our world today. Hospitals use radiation therapy to treat cancer because of her discoveries. Scientists explore nuclear physics because she opened the first door. Engineers develop medical imaging, cancer treatments, and research technologies because she proved what was possible. But the true legacy of Marie Curie is not just what she discovered, it is who she became. A girl born with no privilege, no money, and no permission to study became a scientist who changed the world. A woman dismissed by universities, underpaid, and doubted by men became the mind that reshaped modern science. A mother who raised her two daughters while conducting dangerous research became the symbol of resilience. A human being who studied in the cold, worked in a shed, and sacrificed her health became a global inspiration for generations. Marie Curie's life teaches us that greatness is not given. Greatness is earned. It is carved through long nights, fearless decisions, silent sacrifices, and the courage to keep going when everything says stop. Marie Curie reminds us that barriers exist to be broken, that dreams require effort, and that passion can turn impossibilities into realities. Marie Curie did not wait for the world to give her a chance. She created her own. And today, every student who studies science, every doctor who uses radiation therapy, every researcher who dreams of discovery stands on the path that she lit with her brilliance. She changed science forever. But more importantly, she proved that one person, one determined mind, can change the world.